Okay, so today is April 22nd, 2010, and I've had a lot going on in the past 2 weeks. I had a bone marrow biopsy, which was the most traumatic thing I think I've ever gone through in my entire life. Everyone said that it's really painful, but I had no idea. No idea. All your bone marrow is apparently full of nerves and nerve endings, and when that needle went in, I screamed and I screamed and I just, it's hard to talk about because I get so emotional thinking about what kind of pain I was in. And I just, after the surgery, was hyperventilating and I couldn't, it was bad. But the good news was that my bone marrow came back negative, so the cancer has not spread to my bone marrow. And thank Jesus, I will never have to have that test done ever again. The day before, I had my port inserted, which you can't really tell. It's just a little incision there. It's healing pretty good. Last week, I think with the combination of all the drugs, I was an emotional wreck. I was crying all week, and I had my first, realization that I really have cancer, and it was a crazy week. And Thursday night, I was going to bed, and I was in so much pain I couldn't move my neck. They had to cut my neck again during the port surgery because I had so much scar tissue they couldn't get the catheter through. And that was sore. My hips were sore from having the bilateral bone marrow biopsy, and I was just crying and crying. And had planned a trip to Nashville this past Monday and Tuesday, and I knew with this kind of pain I wouldn't be able to go. I wouldn't make a 3-hour drive. I just wouldn't make it, and I prayed so hard, and I prayed, God, take my pain away. I just want to take my trip. And I woke up Friday morning, no pain. It was just gone. I went from like a 10 to a 1 for pain, and it just reminded me that God is always there and my prayers do not go unanswered. And I really needed that to put me back in good spirits because they were really low last week. But I got to go to Nashville and visit all my friends, which, had I not done that, I don't know how I would be dealing with this week. I started my chemotherapy today. Today was my first treatment. I'll be in chemo for 6 months with treatments every 2 weeks. I did find out that because of the size of the tumor in my chest after the PET scan, that I may have to have radiation at the 4-month mark, depending on how it's shrinking and things like that. So that was new news. Nobody wants to have radiation. Those long-term effects can be pretty bad. Usually don't see them for another 15 or 20 years, which it's not really something to look forward to. But my doctor did stage me at a stage 3 due to the size of the tumors, and my spleen is very enlarged. But chemo went okay today. I was there for about 7 hours, 4 hours being the pharmacy trying to get my stuff straight. But it took about 3 hours to actually get the medication, and they used my port for the first time, which was really... Oh, I was so scared of them just poking me right there. I was nervous, but once it was there, it was fine. It's sore. It's weird to feel something sticking out. I can't really see it because I got a bunch of boob fat. I just said boob fat. Anyway, but I can feel the catheter running up through my neck, and it's weird. I kind of feel like a robot a little bit. But actually, the chemo dosage actually took about 3 hours, but I was occupied. I had food and my iPod and Sudoku puzzles and all kinds of stuff to do, so it wasn't bad. The nurses were great. I got home feeling really tired, feeling a little nauseated, so I went and took a nap, and now I feel a little bit better. I'm just scared as to what the next few days are going to hold and how I'm going to feel. I'm nervous, really nervous about it, but hopefully God will see me through and I'll make this, and the next 6 months can just breeze by. But it's still surreal to me that I had treatment for cancer today that actually had chemotherapy. That, I don't know, it still doesn't seem real. And I don't know when it's going to seem real, probably tomorrow if I wake up throwing up everywhere and feeling bad, but I don't know. But that's the update. I'm really in good spirits, and I've been really positive, and I hope that it stays that way. I've definitely had my moments where I've been upset. You've seen them. And I just want to stay positive because I don't want to sit around feeling sorry for myself all the time, and I did that enough last year for a stupid reason. Upset over a boy. Upset that I lost my job. You just, in perspective, it's so stupid, but last year was a bad year for me, and this year I thought would be just the best year of my life, and it very well may be, even with this going on. So that's about it, and I guess I'll check in the next few days and let you know how I'm doing.